The wind howled across the dunes as Elias stepped out of his makeshift shelter, shielding his eyes from the glare of the rising sun. He had always known the Sahara as a place of endless sand, a place where nothing could thrive. Yet here he stood, surrounded by rows of young trees, their leaves shimmering in the morning light. Elias was not alone. Over the past decade, thousands of pioneers like him, scientists, farmers, and displaced families seeking a new start, had begun an extraordinary mission to turn the Sahara into a thriving green landscape. They were part of a movement that defied history, one that sought to transform one of the harshest environments on Earth into a forest. The first settlers knew this task wouldn't be easy. The land beneath their feet was dry, stripped of nutrients, and baked by relentless heat. Rain was a rare blessing, and water sources were hidden deep underground. But these new occupants were armed with knowledge, technology, and an unwavering belief that the desert could be reborn. The key to their success lay in the soil itself. The pioneers discovered that by mixing the sand with a special clay-rich compound, they could create a soil that retained moisture far longer than ordinary sand. This, combined with organic compost made from food scraps and algae, gave plants the nutrients they needed to survive. Drip irrigation systems, powered by solar panels, delivered water directly to the roots of young saplings. This was a precious resource, every drop counted. Some settlers even built fog nets to capture moisture from the morning air, ensuring that no available water went to waste. As the years passed, the desert began to change. The first trees, acacia, moringa, and resilient desert date palms, began to stretch toward the sky. These weren't just any trees, they were chosen for their ability to withstand extreme temperatures and improve the soil by fixing nitrogen. Their roots stabilized the sand, preventing erosion, and their canopies provided shade, creating microclimates where other plants could grow. Soon, wild grasses and shrubs appeared, followed by fruit-bearing plants like figs and pomegranates. The pioneers experimented with hardy crops such as quinoa millet and dragon fruit, each carefully selected for its ability to thrive with minimal water. Small farms sprouted between the trees, producing food for the growing community. As the forest took hold, wildlife returned. Birds nested in the branches, insects buzzed through the air, and even small mammals found refuge in the shade. The transformation attracted more settlers, eager to become part of this green revolution. Entire villages sprang up within the once barren wasteland. Houses made of sun-dried clay bricks blended into the landscape, their roofs equipped with solar panels to generate electricity. Water recycling systems ensured that nothing was wasted. Life in the Sahara was no longer a battle for survival, it was a testament to resilience and innovation. News of the Sahara's transformation spread beyond its borders. Scientists and environmentalists from around the world came to study the techniques being used. Governments and investors recognized the potential of reforesting the desert, funding larger projects that could expand the movement across Africa. One of the most ambitious projects, the Great Green Wall, gained momentum. Stretching across the entire width of the continent, it was designed to stop the spread of desertification by planting trees and restoring degraded land. The work of Elias and his fellow settlers became an inspiration, proving that with determination, even the most barren landscapes could be reborn. Standing under the shade of a towering acacia, Elias knew that his work was far from over. The desert had not been conquered, it had been revived. And with every tree planted, every drop of water saved, and every harvest reaped, humanity had taken one step closer to restoring balance with nature. The Sahara's story is a story of hope. It's a reminder that no challenge is too great, no land too lost, and no dream too impossible. If a desert can be turned into a forest, what else is possible? If this story inspires you, be part of the movement. Learn more about sustainable agriculture, share this with fellow gardening enthusiasts, and subscribe to Hydrohaven for more stories of transformation and resilience. The future is green, let's make it happen together.